Hoka, hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of November the 1st, 2024, Mars Chronicles, Volume 11, Aliens on Mars, where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, Creek Indian from Denver, Colorado, and I'm also the co-host and the producer and the director and the janitor and everything else. So I guess we might have a couple other folks show up here pretty soon. If you want to come on the stream, there's the link. Just click on it and I will bring you in. And just joining us here is from Deutschland, and that would be Smendrick19. How's it going, Smendrick?
Hello, Creaky. I hope you are fine. And yeah, it's okay with me.
Ja, ich bin ganz gut.
Hello. Hello, and grüß Gott all to all the Alita Army members and the audience here.
You betcha. So, how are things going over there in Deutschland, Smendrick?
It's very autumn-like. It's it's the dark season.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it certainly is. So, it's I guess here in the U.S. I guess tomorrow night we're going to go off of daylight savings time. So it's going to be kind of a chaos, for next weekend because the creek always messes up the times for both streams.
Yeah, so it is. So it is on Discord.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, we'll get through it somehow, but yeah, it's kind of like that here too in Denver, Colorado. It's a very autumn like, leaves are changing color and stuff like that, which is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I like this normally, but yeah, it's very long dark in the morning and very early dark in the evening.
You bet.
So yeah, it's not really mine.
Yeah, I kind of like daylight time, I mean, especially, in the summer. I mean, you get more hours of daylight. I mean, actually, you
Yeah,
don't get any
yeah.
more hours of daylight, not because of daylight time. It's because the way the earth is tilted, so, but it seems that way anyway.
Yeah.
And
It's
we have joining us from Missouri. Is it Missouri, John, or are you in Texas, or where are you these days? Oh, I bet that microphone's not working too good there, John.
he tries again. He tries.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you there, John. Well, anyway, you speak right up just as soon as you get that mic working, and we'll hear what you have to say, as they would say. But I can't remember. Or you're in Arkansas. That's where you are, I think. Now that I think about it, so maybe I'm wrong about that. So anyway, let's move on. Let John try to get his mic technical difficulties there figured out, and then
Let's take a look in the chat. We have Floody
yeah,
there. And
Blottie's
we have
there.
Lee
Yeah.
there. Hi, Lee.
Yeah, Lee is a very sleepy fellow. That's why he's not on. And I think, Vladi, I didn't send you an invite because I thought you didn't like coming on when we have manga reading. So anyway, but if you want to come on, Vladi, certainly there is the link right there. You can just click on it, and we'll bring you in anyway. So, and that way you can rant if you want to too after we get through reading the manga.
Yeah, that's a nice idea.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess there's Odd John. We can see him anyway. Wow, where is that Odd John? Is that that's
Oh,
what is
cool.
what is
Wow,
that name of that
this
lake?
is nice.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, oh no, it's getting very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I like this view.
You betcha. That's real nice. There, John, there he is. So anyway, that is what it
Hello,
is.
you beautiful bastards.
Yeah, we're beautiful bastards. All right, that's us. We're also inglorious bastards too. We're that too, for sure. You know. Yeah, Vladdy's jealous of you there, Odd John, for that. Where was that, Odd John?
It's down by the Arkansas River,
Okay.
off from where I live,
Yeah,
close
I
by.
couldn't remember whether you lived in Missouri or Arkansas, but now that's right. I remembered it at the last second.
Yep, I come out here because it's nice and quiet and peaceful, and there's no noise.
That
Nice.
is so nice. Yeah, it is. Okay, so anyway, we may have one or two others join us, but be that as it may, we'll move on. Just a little word here, not to brag about this. The main reason the Creek is, hitting my channel so hard is because I want as many subscribers as I can get so we can get Alita's name in front of a lot of different people, not just Alita, but Rosa as well, So right now I've got just a hair's breadth under 199,000 subscribers. So probably it'll hit 200K early next week, I would guess. It depends on how things go, of course. But certainly you guys are all familiar with the channel and all that kind of stuff, so we don't need to go into that in too much detail. And one other thing is we do have Rosa's Queen Studios bust. Where we lost Odd John. Look at that. So anyway, we basically we're going to get this to Rosa as soon as she's ready. I certainly don't want to pressure her or anything like that, or cause her any problems. I wouldn't dare do that. So when she's ready, that's when we'll get it to her, and we'll do this the way she wants to do it. So Rosa, if you're listening right now in the chat incognito, or if you see this later on, know that the Alita Army really wants to get you this bust, and just let me know, and we will do this exactly the way you want to do it. There's Odd John. He made it back. Would you push the wrong button there, Odd John? And he's muted again. So. Okay, so anyway, we'll move on. Let Odd John get his technical issues taken care of. So yeah, Rosa, we want to get you this bust, and we will, like I said, we will do it exactly the way you want to do it. No other way. This is your bust. Also, we got the Alita sequel petition, and it's been up, I guess. The Creek put some money in there to promote it. And since then, it's been 3 weeks. We've added 41 new signatures. So a little better than we were doing before. But before we were putting 3 or 4 signatures a week. Sometimes we get lucky and do 6 or 7, but now it looks like we're adding 13 or 14 signatures a week. So as long as they keep promoting it, so, we'll, as long as the money holds up, so we'll see how far this goes. And if it goes pretty far, then the Creek might put some more money in there just because I want the sequel. That is the most important thing to me on this, is to get the sequel. And for me, I mean, I don't want to make it sound like I'm some kind of like that guy in that game Monopoly, some rich dude. But money is no object for me. I will put as much money in here as we can to get that sequel going. So there's the link underneath the image you see on your screen there. That link is also down in the description below the screen. So all you got to do is click on it and enter your name and email address, and you have signed the petition. Now, if you're a little bit, reticent to put your email or your email address there, or your name on there, I think there's an option on there that you can click anonymous, and it won't display it. It'll just say anonymous and how much money you put in it. So that way, if you're a little worried about, people bombarding you with emails or something like that, you don't have to worry about that. Also, you don't have to give money. If you want to give money, you certainly can. I mean, certainly just I believe you click on that support now button right there, and it will take you to a menu that you specify how much money and that kind of stuff. You put that in there, but you don't have to do it to sign the petition. If all you want to do is sign the petition, just put your name and email address and you've signed the petition. And we lost Odd John again. And we got the Alita Gaming Network. The Creek was going to have was going to do a movie or a watch party last Monday, but I got kind of caught up doing some stuff on this project I'm working on, so I couldn't really do it on Monday. So, and then next week I got another project I got to work on for a client, so I got to kind of do that. But after that, I think one of the things that I thought we might watch on there, and Smendrick, maybe you can put your 2 cents in here on this, is the movie Aliens, since it was directed by John Cameron, I think.
What episode?
It would be the sequel.
Yeah,
it'd be the sequel, where the colonial Marines go after the, or space Marines, or whatever you want to call them, where they go after the aliens that are on that planet that they're trying to terraform, so that's what I think.
Let me think. We have 5 movies in a row, or 6 movies. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway,
I have them all here on Blu-ray, but yeah, can't remember exactly.
I misspoke. James Cameron. Thank you, Badman. Badman's out there keeping us honest with what he does. He does that a lot.
Yeah, he takes care of us.
Yeah,
Better come to the stream, Badman.
Yeah, come on the stream, Badman. I mean, you seem to know too a lot about the manga. So, if you want to come on the stream, I will put the link back in the chat. So there you have it. Right there. There it is. All you got to do is click on it. Anybody that wants to come on. That includes you, Finn, if you want to come on as well.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. So anyway, we're doing a lot of kind of neat things on the Alita Gaming Network. It's been going on for about 3 months, I guess, maybe a week or 2 longer. And we it's funny. I'm not really promoting this thing too much. And it's got 30 people on it, I think. And yeah, Badman, Aliens 2, that's the one I'm talking about. It was directed by James Cameron, or Jim Cameron, however he wants to call it. But anyway, that's my favorite Aliens episode, because I used to work for the military. No, I didn't work. I wasn't ever in the military, but I used to work for the Defense Department, and worked with some Marines on many occasions. So, and I like it because it's pretty similar to what you see in the Marine Corps, So anyway.
Yeah, I like Prometheus, and I like Alien Convenient.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like Alien Convenient.
These are very good episodes, really.
Yeah.
Movies. They are really good movies.
Yeah, Alien Covenant had Magneto in it, didn't it? Michael Fassbender. Yeah, he played he played the android, didn't he? Yeah.
One of the androids.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly now, but yeah. Let's do a watch party with.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a week from Monday because, like I say, I'm going to be fully engaged next week. So
don't worry too much.
Yeah. And then, of course, Sunday, I got a competition I'm going to be in, so I won't have any time to prepare for it, actually.
We should start an hour earlier just to make sure that we
get more people from Europe.
No, just to make sure that all technical issues are gone.
Oh, yeah. In other words, start up with with just kind of a prep period, I guess. And look who just joined us. from Down Under.
Oh, hello,
It is Angelus from Brisbane in Queensland, Australia. How's it going there, Angelus?
Good day, mates.
So anyway, you haven't missed much. We just started a few minutes ago. So anyway, so if you want
Alita sequels for the past 5 years.
Yeah, we've missed that.
Yep.
We've all missed that one. Yeah, that's right. So anyway, there's a link underneath our little chibi mascot there. The kind of a cute little chibi mascot, isn't it? Actually, I like that drawing actually. So and that's a permanent link, by the way, too, and it stays forever. It's not it's not going to expire in 7 days or whatever. Matu set that up for us. So you click on it, you can come in. If for some reason it doesn't work or you have trouble, which I don't suspect you will since this is a permanent link, then just shoot me a DM and I'll send you another invite, specific for you. So, yeah, but look at here. Angelus, you've got a fan out there. And Finn it says, hello, Master Angelus.
Guten Morgen.
Yeah, Guten Morgen. That's right. Well, it'd be Guten Abend there now, I think. Or no, it would be. Is it midnight? Yeah, it is midnight, I guess. Yeah, so it would be Guten Morgen.
Close to midnight. Close.
Yes, indeed. Yes. So anyway, any other thoughts before we get into the manga, you guys?
Ooh.
Yeah, well, we're going to see some ooh here as well. Yeah, we are. Now, what I'm going to have to do is jump over to another instance here, so I'm not going to see anybody in the. If you want to come on, I'll try to check back from time to time, but it's kind of difficult. I actually need to put another monitor on my system, and I keep putting it off. So anyway, we'll jump over to the manga here and start reading that thing. So you see now the way this is going to work, we're going to read each individual slide from left to right, but internal on the slide, like on the left-hand side, we're going to read that right to left. It's kind of weird, And when I set I guess when I set the presentation up, I forgot that everything was right to left. So, I could have switched all the slides, but it's too late to do that now. So we can just have to keep up with it, I guess. So you remember we left off last time with Alita basically telling Erica that she was a necro soldier. And of course, Erica was scurried off by that guy, Geld, I guess is his name. And, she's on this other alien ship, I guess. It looks like it's just hovering above the dome, I guess, on Mars. And of course, Alita lost her arm, so she's got one arm here, But anyway, Alita, it starts out with her saying, "This ship sure is packed with some fancy tech. It's hard to imagine that all this stuff existed 2 centuries ago." Now, this is kind of a neat thing here because if you remember in the movie, the difference in the time there, I guess, between the fall and when Alita shows up in Iron City is 300 years in the movie. Here it's 200 years. Now, actually, at this point in time, this is about 14, maybe 15 years after she was in the scrapyard. So here she's in her early 30s here is what she is, probably 31, maybe something like 32 at most. So she's not a teenager anymore, that's for sure. And then we got this lady here, just I guess came out of the shower. I guess she said, and she responds to Alita, say it should not be surprising. The MBV has always maintained scientific tools a century in advance of anyone else's. And then of course Alita says, what is that silly expression for, Oh, and of course, then she says the woman just stepped out of the shower says, "Oh, that ritual garment is so uncomfortable. after I have cleansed my body, I prefer to enjoy the, and then of course, Alita on the right interrupts her. Would you just put some clothes on? So anyway,
hopefully no.
so I mean, Alita's a female for sure, and this other person's a female, but you know, I guess Alita just doesn't really like that too much, you know. And Alita says, "So, what are you going to do with me?" You know, and of course, this woman's put clothes on. She said, "Please, you make it sound like I'm some kind of kidnapper." And Alita says, "You aren't." And she looks like this woman looks like she's got a puzzled look, and she says, "Do you hate me?" And Alita kind of looks at her out of the, you know, the side of her sideways, looks at her, says, "You finally figured that out," you know, question it. And then of course, I guess it hurts this woman's feelings. She says, "I'm stunned. I bent our rule, rather I bent, they look like an S from where I'm sitting. I bent our rules to rescue you, and this is my repayment." And then of course, Alita says, "Okay, maybe that was a bit much. All right, hate is a strong word." And then she says, "I was just a bit alarmed, frightened after what happened when I was just a child." And then of course, the woman says, "So you don't hate me?" The woman says, "Does that mean you love me?" And then of course, Alita says, why are those the only options? You know, in other words, you either love or hate somebody. I mean, that's kind of weird. You know, I mean, it can't be an indifference of some sort or neutral feeling, you know, about somebody, particularly someone you just met. So anyway, I guess. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Uwu alert.
Yeah, uwu alert for sure.
Look at Alita. Oh.
Yeah, she's cute.
Well, when we first met Alita, we fell in love with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did. So anyway, I can't tell who says this. I apologize for acting strangely. And the woman says, "My comrades often say that I seem," well, I guess it's her that said, "I apologize for acting strangely. My comrades often say that I seem out of step too." And Alita thinks to herself, "I'm a bit worried about the MBV." So I guess this woman is probably in the MBV, I suppose. And she said, "What will you do now, Alita Yoko?" It's kind of funny how they call her both names. I guess, you know, maybe that somehow has gotten out in the, you know, in the, I guess the people that know her or whatever, know that she was in the Iron City and know that she was in the Zot and stuff like that. But they also remember her from, you know, 200 years ago, of course, here in the manga. It'd be 300 years in the movie. And Alita says, "I'm going to take Erica back from them." Now, if you remember, excuse me, Erica is a necro soldier, and Alita wants to rescue her. You know, and that says something about Alita, about her loyalty or her how she feels about people that she cares about. Even after Erica tried to kill her, she still wants to rescue her, you know. And she says, "And to do that, I need a cure for necro-soldierism. Is there any way you can do that with your high technology?" So evidently this MBV in this, and I guess spaceship that this woman's in, you know, is probably pretty highly advanced. She says, "Sadly, I do not think so. When our gardeners are sick and injured, we immediately turn them into soylent." So in other words, that's those columns, you remember, that hold up the dome. You know, their technology is so advanced that they can take organic living people and turn them into a column, you know, which is kind of weird. Therefore, the MBV's medical knowledge is not of the same quality as that of its other fields. So I guess that one's kind of lagging behind, I suppose, in technological advancement. Alita says, "I see." And then the woman says, But perhaps I know who can. There is a very talented doctor, not in the MBV, but among the people I know. We ought to seek his help. So in other words, now there's hope for Alita to get Erica, saved. Now it cuts over to the other ship, where the Necro soldiers are. And you see Erica is she looks pissed, And she said, "What does this mean, Gelt? And explain yourself, And the Gelt, this guy, I guess he says, "You're shouting, Erica. What if someone overhears you?" And then Erica says, "My voice is scrambled. There's no fear of that happening." And of course, this guy is I guess he's kind of masochist or something like that, or sadist or whatever he is. He picks up this earthworm and drops it into this ant colony that he has. And what do you want me to explain is what he says as he drops the earthworm into the ant where the ants are. Then, of course, Erica says, "Don't play coy. Is it true that I'm a Necro soldier?" So what Alita told her, I guess, is kind of sunk in, I guess, and she looks pretty upset about it. And of course, this guy Gelt says, "Did Yoko tell you that?" Now it's funny here, they don't call her Alita Yoko, they just call her Yoko, so maybe the people on Mars and the MBV and so forth, they they know her as Alita Yoko, but these folks only know her as Yoko. She would have heard that from Sangus. In other words, Karula, told her that Erica, was a Necro soldier. And she's been endlessly prying into our business lately, the old hag. Old hag, yeah, that might be right, since she's, 700 years old? She's a vampire, so she's got biological immortality. So I guess, maybe she is an old hag in that regard, although she doesn't look it, does she? I've taken steps to deal with her, speaking about Karula, but I'm certain that she's made of sterner stuff than my little arrangement can handle. And of course, he's sitting there observing these ants, eating this earthworm while it's alive, I guess. And then, of course, Erica screams at him, "Don't change the subject." And then, of course, this Gelt fella says, "I had no choice. There was no other option when it happened." And then Erica, she's just taken aback. She says, You admit it? So it's true." And Gelt says, "Of course, you and I are the same. We are Necro soldiers. And what is your point? Has it changed your life's dream? Has it stemmed the flow of blood from the wound upon your heart? No, nothing has changed, and that is your answer." So he's pretty full of himself, this guy. I guess he's pretty sure of what his standing is, I guess, among the Necro soldiers or whatever. To be saying that to somebody like Erica, remember, Erica's pretty potent, and she's if it would have been anybody else, Erica might kill him, but I guess he's got so much power, he is maybe better than she is at fighting or something like that. So she doesn't, she's probably not going to try to take him out. Then it switches back to where Alita is in the spaceship with what is this woman's name, Angelus or Smendrick, the one that Alita's talking to on the spaceship? Anybody know, or say Bad Man out there? Do you know who that is? That woman on the blonde that Alita's talking to. If you do, you can put that in the chat. Well, anyway.
Oh, wait, I'm muted. No, I don't know.
Yeah, who is that?
I can't recall.
Yeah, who's the blonde woman there that's piloting?
Where's Maxie when you need him?
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember this person's name, or this character's name.
We have it, Priesterin Mui.
Is that who it is? The priestess?
That Batman told us in the chat.
Oh, did he? Okay, because I'm over.
Yeah, you always have to look in the
chat.
Yeah,
I have to jump back and forth. Yeah, it's the priestess Moy. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, Alita says the only Bina is capable of passing through the canopy without rupturing it. It involves a manipulation of micro machines that compose the canopy such that they move to allow the ship passage while holding their seal tight. That's pretty advanced technology, isn't it? So in other words, it's not just solid material. It is just pure micro machines, I guess, or nano machines. When will your arm grow back, by the way? And then this is that, I think I referenced this a few months ago about Alita's regenerative capability. And she says, my regenerative ability is weak at the moment. It might take a week or so, I think. And he said, I forgot to ask, can you unfreeze the gun for me? So in other words, Danko is, he's kind of held immobile there in that some kind of polymer, I guess, that, you know, it stops him from moving or shooting or whatever, because he's a, if you'll pardon the expression, he's a loose cannon. So he's, you know, because he, you know, anything he perceives as a threat is he might attack it, you know. And of course, the priestess says, it won't go out of control, will it? And then we switch over from there to guess who. And then, of course, you know, there's a point where, you know, the I guess the priestess is trying to see Nova, I guess. And there may be a panel missing on this. I'm not sure. But anyways, you know, the priestess and Alita want to come visit, you know, and of course, Supernova says, send her through. What do you want? And of course, this guy, I don't know who this is. You have a visitor, master. The Priesterium Moi of Mars, of the Mars Balachin, Varine, I guess is how you pronounce that. You can correct me, Smindrick. Asks for your assistance. Aha. Now that is a rather interesting guest. So look at here, you know, here's Nova. He's kind of, that looks like somebody there he's doing an experiment on, and his hands are dripping blood and all that stuff. This is a really sadistic bastard, isn't it? He's, yeah.
Creepy.
Extremely.
It's Halloween.
So anyway, this, I guess this is where Nova is, or Supernova. And of course, they've landed the spaceship, you know, on that pad there that, you know, that will receive these vehicles. And then Priesterium Moi, thank you for making the very long trip too. And of course, you see them on the right, they're about to walk upstairs. And this guy, whoever he is, he kind of looks like Frankenstein a little bit. And of course, he sees Alita and says, wait, not you. And she says at the same time, not you, you know. And the priestess says, you two know each other? You do not seem to be on good terms to me. I must ask, she says, that you remain calm. And of course, that shit didn't work because they both sprung into action. And of course, you know, our girl, she is, yeah, she doesn't take this stuff very lightly, you know, so they spring into action. And of course, Alita goes to kick his butt pretty solidly. And for my sake, please stifle your hostilities. And of course, Alita comes down on top of his head. So, you know, Alita, you know, she's, yeah, she doesn't like this guy too much, you know. So anyway, and of course, all that raises up a bunch of dust and stuff. And the priestess is coughing over there. And Alita says, Gelt was alive. And this guy says, what? The reaction, and of course, Alita's thinking this, the reaction was real. He doesn't know anything about this. Eric and I returned to the group under Captain Gelt's command. Alita, I thought, and Danko says, I thought. And she looks at this guy. I guess she's got him grabbing him, you know, and let me tell you, the captain was furious that you had sunk to being Embodies lapdog. And of course, he's, I don't know if she's inflicting pain on him or whatever, but he kind of yeeps there, you know, and said, does he know about how I made off with the money at the end of the war? And Alita said, did you really sink that low? Of course he knows. And he's looking forward to getting 200 years worth of interest on that money. And he's kind of screams, he says, I can't possibly afford that, And then, of course, the priestess still coughing, and she says, I do not like these dust clouds. Oh, and then, of course, the clouds clear, and it looks like they're best of buds, this Alita and this guy, whoever he is. I'm not sure, And yeah, there's some woo-woo there as well, isn't there, Angelus? So you've made up already? I'm glad. Oh, yes. As you can see, we are best of friends. That's a little bit of an overstatement, I think, right there. You better patch things up between him and me. And Alita says, I might consider putting in a good word if you can help out with my mission. And then, of course, somebody walks in. Alita turns around, looks at him and says, well, well, if it isn't Alita. And guess who it is? Walks through the door. Where has the time gone? He says. And Alita says, so you're the very talented Dr. Supernova? And then, of course, the priestess says, what a surprise. You are acquainted already as well. It's a small solar system indeed. Were my efforts unnecessary then? Well, I wouldn't say they were, because Alita didn't know, well, she knows who Supernova is, but she didn't know he might be able to cure necrosoldierism, And then, of course, they're all sitting down having tea, and this is after some time has passed, I guess. And Nova says, a method to cure necrosoldiers. Well, I wouldn't be able to say without taking a look for myself, but it sounds to me like you simply want to remove the control mechanism from the brain so that you can return it to the proper corpse, to being a corpse. No, return it being a live human being is what Alita says. You can recreate a brain that's been blasted into scraps. You can't tell me this is beyond your ability. So she's referring to that time that he blew her up, with the baby bomb, and he recreated her. Now at this point, I don't know if Alita, I think Alita maybe knows that she has a brain chip, but I think Nova, or Supernova in this case, actually did, recreate her brain. So anyway, and it's a living thing with all the memories and all that stuff. And of course, Supernova looks at her and says, we share a long and sordid past. Since you haven't leapt onto me with fist raised, might I assume that you have grown a bit as a person? And then, of course, the Frankenstein-looking guy says, Master, she is not a stray alley cat. Not the stray alley cat we once knew. Please, I beg you, do not open hostilities with her. And then, of course, I guess Supernova opens the door and says, come in and we shall talk. And, of course, he says, indeed, theoretically, it is possible. And then the priestess says, might I add my name to this request as well? I hope that you can find your way to helping Alita Yoko with this. And then, of course, this guy, the Frankenstein-looking guy, says, Master, please, if you don't help, I'm a dead man. He turns around and says, good grief, you've learned to drive a hard bargain over the years, Alita. It doesn't seem that I can refuse your plea. And then she looks at him. There's more ooh-woo there, Angelus. So I can count on your help then. And, of course, he's looking at her. And, of course, me, that's the end of it right there. For me, I would trust him about as far as I could throw him, I think, is what I would do. So anyway, that's the end of that chapter right there. Any thoughts, you guys?
Lots of ooh panels. That's
Took the words right out of my mouth. It's one of the chapters that's just setting the scene at the moment.
Yeah, I think I dropped off for about 2 or 3 seconds. So any thoughts, guys?
As I said, A lot of UVU panels. We
Yes.
should go back to these wonderful panels.
Yeah, well, let me do that then. I think that's what I can do.
I like the priesterin. Yeah, that's, for example.
Yeah,
And
for
GB Alita. I love
yeah.
the space.
Well, for I guess now she's an avatar, this priestess. She's not, remember, she was she's, I guess, permanently part of the columns, I guess. The Soile. Is that how you
Yeah,
say it?
maybe.
Yeah. But this is an avatar, kind of like the movie Avatar, I guess. But for a priestess, hey, she doesn't look half bad, does she?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, and Alita doesn't like seeing her naked, I guess. That's how you just put some clothes on. so
Yeah,
anyway, of course.
so many wonderful panels. Look
Oh,
at
yeah.
look at her octopus lips.
Yeah.
I like this.
So anyway, yeah, but Alita's now, you remember Alita thinks that she's been kidnapped, but she hasn't.
Yep.
And she's asked this priestess, do you have the technology to help cure my friend of being a necro soldier, basically is what it is. And she says, no, I don't, but I know somebody that does. And they, of course, then they switch over to Erica, and she's having it out with this guy Gelt, I guess that's how you pronounce his name. And she's pissed, because now, it's already stuck into her brain. Alita's already told her, you're a necro soldier because I killed you 200 years ago, and Erica's pretty pissed. It looks like she, opens the door, slams it open, and is demanding to know, am I a necro soldier? And of course, this guy says, what's the big deal? Basically, you and I are both necro soldiers. What's your point? And then he basically says it hasn't changed anything for you. So, that's your answer, so he's pretty short with her. I guess he's tolerating her. He must be a pretty powerful individual because he certainly knows that Eric is a pretty potent fighter, and he doesn't seem to have any trouble, pushing back on her, that kind of thing. And Erica is definitely a loose cannon herself. She bordering on psychotic, I think, almost. And of course, they cut back to Alita and this priestess or priesterin, and they're flying, I guess, to go see Supernova. And of course, she asks, I love this, when will your arm grow back? She says, well, maybe in a week or two. My regenerative ability is kind of low at the moment. So there's more ooh. I love it. Then of course we meet.
This is the Halloween vibe.
Yeah, this is the sadistic bastard right here. So he's operating on some human, I guess it's down there, and he's experimenting on him, I guess. And Bad Man, what's the name of this guy that's looks like Frankenstein? What is that guy's name? I don't know if you can remember, or do you do any of you remember Bad Man or Smendrick? Do you remember what that guy's name is?
No. Maybe I have read it before, but
yeah, I can't remember his name now, or he may be inconsequential and they don't show his name or something like that. Perhaps. So anyway, it's Nova, the sadistic bastard, of course, Supernova in this case. And then, of course, their ship lands and they're going to see Nova, Supernova. And then, of course, Alita and the priestess are going up to see him. And then, of course, this guy says, wait, not you. And Alita says, not you. And then she says, wait a minute, don't fight each other. And, of course, there's our girl going after his ass already.
Important information in the chat.
Okay. Let me jump back over there.
This is a Czech
Oh,
name or something.
Crow.
Or Polish name, I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah, Zikro, I guess.
Zikro, or
Yeah,
I don't know how to pronounce this.
Yeah, Zikro. Okay. Yeah, that's right, Bad Man. I think that Captain Gelt was in charge of the Comma group. That's what Alita was in that group in the Mauser school anyway. So anyway, there's our girl, sees this guy, Zikro, I guess. And of course, she's going to take care of his ass. She doesn't like him very much, I guess. And of course, boom, hits him and kicks him or does whatever she does. And then, comes down on top of his head. I love that. And of course, in the meantime, the priestess is saying, please stifle your hostilities. Yeah, do that with Alita. Yeah, that's going to work. And then, of course, they go into this little banter back and forth, Alita and this Zikro, and they, basically, hey, I stole it. You didn't tell Ambati that I stole this money, did you, at the end of the war and all that? And, they kind of go back and forth on that. And of course, Alita uses that as leverage to get him to help them, help her. And then when the dust clears, there's Alita and this guy, Zikro, they're shaking hands. And she says, oh, yeah, we've made up already. We're the best of pals. Not hardly. But, Alita's convinced him that if he helps them, then, of course, she will put in a good word for him, and then, of course, in walks Nova. And he says, well, if it isn't Alita, like that. And there he is, the bastard. Mm-hmm. And she says, of course, you're this doctor, that. And the priestess basically, what a surprise. You two know each other also, that type of thing. And then, of course, they're sitting down there at tea, I guess. I guess this Zikro guy is kind of a butler or something, I reckon. And they talk about the possibility of curing Erica of necrosoldierism. And of course, the first thing that comes to the sadistic bastard's mind is, oh, you want to take the control mechanism from the brain so you can return it to being a corpse. No, that's not what I want. I want you to rebuild the brain, and make her, who she was before or something like that. And then, of course, Supernova says, we have a long and sordid past, and, since you haven't, jumped on me and beat the shit out of me already, I assume you've kind of grown up, basically is what he says. And this guy, Zikro, says, please help this woman. She's going to help me. Please help Alita, because she's not the stray alley cat, we knew before, or something like that, And then, of course, I guess once again, Supernova invites them in, and they say, well, it's possible I might be able to cure her. And then, of course, the priestess says, I want to be part of this request as well, And of course, I guess the Supernova really likes his butler, I guess is who that is. And so he says, okay, you've got leverage on me, basically. I can't refuse your plea, And then Alita says, so I can count on your help then. And of course, look at him. Boy, that's a face only a mother would love right there. And and I would not trust him very much, boy. I would trust him about as far as I could throw him. Of course, Alita could probably throw him a pretty good ways, but
yeah.
All right, guys, that's pretty much it in a nutshell, I think. Any thoughts about any of this? There's some ooh-woo for you there, Angelus.
I like it. Yeah, this one.
Best of pals. Yeah.
Shaking.
Yeah. Yeah. Best of buddies, my butt. Oh, boy. So anyway, of course, Alita now has, got him by the scruff of the neck right here and says, this Gelt guy's alive, and of course she's surprised he doesn't know that. So and of course she goes about, intimidating him and says, you better help me, that kind of thing, And of course, once Alita gets her mind on something like that, it's going to happen. So you better just buckle up, Yeah, I like this scene right here. Look at this face right here on the right. she has got him, boy. And he's got 2 arms too, and he's a cyborg as well. And she got 1 arm, and she's beating the shit out of him. So yes.
I like
So
this.
anyway, these are great panels, aren't they?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Very nice drawing.
One of the things about the Mars Chronicles, I think that I like all the manga for sure, but in some of the stories that are in the original manga, they vary in size, in terms of how many panels or how many pages, whatever you want to call it. Whereas in the Mars Chronicle, they seem to be right around 30 pages every single story, so I don't know what. I guess maybe just Kishiro just changed his style a little bit or something like this.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Would you just put some clothes on? I love that. Oh, boy.
Oh, look at her.
Yep. That's our girl right there.
Yep.
Well, at this point, she's not a girl. She's a woman. She's 31,
yeah.
32 years old, so she's not a girl.
Yeah.
So,
Batman told us
let me jump back over.
33 years old.
Yeah, that's about what I thought it was, in the early 30s. Yeah, that's for sure. Yep. Where did he say that? I think it's way up here somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's very back in the chat.
Yeah, so she's definitely a woman now. Her and Erica both. Erica's actually a couple of years older than Alita, I think. So Erica's probably 35 or 36. Of course, that would be kind of apparent biological years, although they are both. I don't know. Is Erica a cyborg? I think she is, or she's at least part cyborg. She's not a total replacement cyborg, I guess, like Alita is, perhaps. But
yeah, look at her knee.
It looks like
the middle panel. This looks like an artificial joint, but
yeah, I think she is part cyborg. I mean, I think she's a cyborg. I just don't know if she's a TR or not.
But the arms are okay.
Well, her arm, if you look at her left arm over here where the elbow is, that looks like...
I can't see this. Can you zoom in? No.
Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can or not.
I can't see this with my bad eyes, but... yeah.
Yeah, you see this right here?
Yeah.
To me, that looks like like a cybernetic arm right here, or a prosthetic,
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we should use this zoom for all the Uwu panels.
Yes. Yes, we should. Well, I got it on max right now. Well, I can zoom in, but to get the entire panels on, I have to do it at this.
Yeah. It's okay. Just joking.
Both of these, I guess Erica and Gelt are both they're both Necro soldiers, so they both were killed at some point. Yeah, he looks like a pretty tough dude, doesn't he?
Yeah, doing some very strange experiments.
Yeah. Kind of cruelty is his thing, I guess, dropping that earthworm in there with those ants.
I don't get the goal for the...
They got ants on Mars, do they? I guess they do in that ant farm right there, maybe.
I don't know exactly what...
Yep, some more Uwu.
This is... Yeah, sure.
Now, Alita, you remember, is 1.5 meters tall. So that's about 4'11". So she's kind of tiny, and of course this priestess, she looks like she's about 5'6" or 5'7", something like that. So she's probably 1.7 meters tall, maybe,
What is that equipment she wears on her?
Where do you see? Oh, that's just probably a console to control the spacecraft is all it is. Or in this case, might not be a spacecraft. It might be, well, it probably is a combination of spacecraft and
I
aircraft.
think it could be a...
Yeah. I guess it would have to be a spacecraft to be sitting on top of the dome because aircraft, you couldn't do that. So, you know, that's probably a spacecraft, probably capable of flying in the atmosphere as well. So,
that looks good.
oh man, I tell you that I love this panel right here.
Yeah, I think
Boom.
so. Reminds me of Kruishka. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that didn't last.
That's typical our girl.
Yeah, she got those octopus lips going there, doesn't she?
And
Right
then
here in the
she
ear, right
beat
here.
the crap out of him.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, how many times you know you hear that term? You never judge a book by its cover. Here's a little 4'11", you know, woman that doesn't look like she's much. Of course, I guess if you saw she was a cyborg, you might have a different thought. But you know, you see this tiny creature right here, and then it's just really like a ball of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. This is a face that only a mother could love right here. Down there.
Nice. Nice.
If they stick to the manga in the sequel, I guess Alita probably won't kill Nova, will she, in the sequel? Although they killed Vector, didn't they? And they didn't kill him in the manga, so I guess they're pretty much free to do what they want, you know.
Yeah, maybe in the 6th or 7th movie.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys.
Ah, nice.
All right. So any comments about that? Oh, looks like Chaos was here and that Creek was over on the other tab and I didn't see you, Chaos. How's it going?
All right. How are you doing?
Real good, real good. And I see you got some stuff in the private chat that I will put over here in the public chat so people can go check it out. All right, there's go check it out. Well, now what is this right here, Chaos? What is that particular link?
It's about the Leviathan colony ship. You see
Okay.
it kind of Martian memory. I'm not sure if there is one still around in the manga because they presumably destroyed it. Although who knows? It would be tough to find the colony ship because it's in the Lagrange point 1. It's a spot. It's a spot between the Earth and the Sun where the gravitational pull of both are equal. So it's just going around the Sun without decay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that James Webb Space Telescope is at Lagrange point 2, isn't it? Where the I guess, yeah.
But the whole thing is that you only go so fast with these ships. So they would take around 40 to 50 years to reach Alpha Centauri with the Leviathan.
Yeah.
And the Leviathan is a big centrifuge. So you can't really land it on a planet. You have to send shuttles from the Leviathan to the surface of whatever planet you're colonizing. And then Leviathan, essentially, at the end of the journey, it's meant to become like Cathares or Jeru around that new planet.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's a somewhat short video, but it's my newest one I come out with.
Nice. Yeah, well, check that out. Like I say, there's the link. You go click on that, and you can go check that out. Did you put this in the gaming channel?
I'll see if I did. If not, I'll put it there.
And for those of you that don't know, Chaos Nova is from Mentor, Ohio. So
yeah,
up there near the Great Lakes, up near Lake Erie, isn't it?
Yep. It's the northern part. Yeah, the part I'm in is close to Lake Erie.
Okay, the Batman says Leviathan 1 was moved to L2 Lagrange point of the Earth-Moon system and orbits Earth. Okay. Yeah, and that's where the James Webb Space Telescope is. Or at the L2 point of the Earth and the Sun, I guess, so where the balance of the gravity is there. So, you know, what's interesting about the James Webb Space Telescope, I know somebody that was a project manager on that. They were in charge of making sure the telescope was clean, you know, because you can't allow bacteria, you know, on these
You
kind.
can't even have dirt in there because
Yeah.
the dirt will mess up your view.
Yeah,
The
that's
dust will
right.
Mess up the view because this is meant to be really high resolution that you're viewing with, and even specks of dust will ruin it. So there
Yeah.
basically has to be a vacuum inside the telescope to
Yep.
make sure you don't have dust.
Well, what was interesting about it, I remember watching Science Channel, I think it was, and they were doing some kind of documentary on James Webb Telescope, and they were interviewing a lot of the project managers, and my friend shows up on the TV, and I went, "Oh, wow, that's cool," you know. Her name's Eva, so yeah, she's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, she's not on the project anymore, obviously, so she's just in the development part of it. So anyway, it's pretty cool. All right, guys. Do we have any other topics? Any questions from the chat?
I mean, we could watch like What is the Leviathan if we have times. I thought we usually go till 8.
No, we usually go 2 hours, but what we can do, which would be 8 your time, I guess. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
Oh, right, my time.
Yeah, let me see what I can do.
Leviathan is only about 5.5 minutes.
So, yeah. Okay. So let me see what I can do about that. If you want to watch it, how long is it? 5 minutes? Did you say?
5 minutes 30 seconds.
All right, we can watch it, I think. So let me stop this right here. We'll share the screen. Do that.
All right, I'll find that. I'll find the video. Hang on.
Yeah. So no, I've got the video right here. I've already got it. So I'm just going to, yeah, I've got it. Yeah. So there is there we go. Now you don't have any copyrighted material, right? It's
no.
Okay. So we can play the music.
If they ask me, I'll just say no, because you're giving me publicity, and that's good publicity in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I don't want them to eat my channel either. So yeah, okay.
I'm the one who will ask.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
They're gonna ask me, and I'll say no. That's not I like it. Sorry, I like it. They're doing that. They're showing my video.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Chaos Nova. It's another Battle Angel Alita lore video. So today's video, we're going to be talking about the Leviathan, or what is a generational starship. So, those of you have probably been growing up with Star Wars or Star Trek. There is warp drive or hyperspace.
Yeah, I saw
A
this.
To point B,
I watched this. Yeah.
Faster than the speed of light by going to an alternate dimension, which is warp or hyperspace. And a similar idea comes through various other sci-fi franchises. But in Battle Angel Alita, you do not travel faster than the speed of light. For whatever reason, in their advanced 26th century AD, there is not faster than light travel developed yet. So, for the most part, they're confined to their solar system, but ultimately the plan was to achieve interstellar travel going at a fraction of the speed of light, not greater than the speed of light, through normal space and going through interstellar space at speeds that would be still great for us in terms of what we have achieved in the 21st century in terms of space travel, unmanned or manned. So, say you're going at a fraction of the speed of light, and you take decades to reach a nearby star. So, the plan became traveling to the nearest stars using special ships, their own artificial habitats in them, and people would live on board these ships with life support systems. That would be the Leviathan, which only exists in Gundam Martian Memory. It's a habitated starship with artificial life support and artificial living habitats on board. It even includes plants and artificial natural environments such as forest or open fields inside the ship. You don't see as much of it in Gun on Martian Memory because you're mainly going through certain parts of the ship to deal with this scenario that you have at that point in the game. And you only see a small part. These generational starships, as planned in the manga, and as you see in the case of the Leviathan and Battle Angel Alita, they are too big and they do not have equipment to land on the surface of the planet itself. They're huge. Leviathan 1 is around 4 kilometers long and 1 kilometer wide on its rings. And the ring parts of this ship are for centrifugal acceleration, which creates artificial gravity.
Mhm.
But this starship is just too big. So instead, it would send shuttlecraft down to a planet, and it would remain in orbit around this planet they were colonizing as a type of support station and landing, similar to what Jeru or Ceres had become above the Earth. Now, what's interesting in the video game Gun on Martian Memory is that there was a starship, generational starship, Leviathan, that has survived. So it leaves one wondering, okay, what will become of it? And what happens at the end, no one knows. But at the end of the game, the generational starship Leviathan is essentially a big station that is mobile. So who knows? Imagine what the ending could be. Imagine the ending. That's what I can say. But in this world of Battle Angel there, where they don't have any ability to get to other stars faster than the speed of light, that is what they have. And that was the plan in the manga for it was destroyed in the Terraforming Wars. And the Terraforming Wars did happen in Gun on Martian Memory. However, they didn't destroy all of them. There was one ship left behind. And in that part of the game, you have a mission you're trying to accomplish in solving a mystery about what's going on with the planetary politics of Battle Angel Alita in Gun on Martian Memory, which occurs instead of what you had in Last Order with the Zot tournament. Anyways, I'm looking forward to making more Battle Angel Alita lore videos. Same time, we're in a similar time, similar channel. Come by and stop by for more Battle Angel and other manga and anime content, as well as chaos tutorials where I talk about how to get various types of software running. In the meantime, as I always say at the end, be safe out there, and I will be signing off.
Ooh.
That's nice.
Nice work.
Yes, indeedy.
That's it.
Yeah, I noticed they have deckmen on this on this Leviathan.
They did. Well, they did because they brought one from Jeru to handle piloting the thing.
Yeah.
It's too big for one person to actually control it. I mean, assuming that you have, I mean, it's like I said, it's like it's 4 kilometers long, and the rings on the Leviathan are 1 kilometer in diameter. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's many different mechanical systems running on the ship, so that you can't really have one pilot, but a deckman can handle quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think so.
Yeah, I guess Badman says that the Leviathan 1 was also in the Last Order, so that's pretty cool. You know, it's kind of interesting that they, like you saying, that Star Trek and Star Wars, they have like, you know, faster than light travel, FTL, you know, but in Alita, they don't. You know, it's it strikes me that Kishiro wanted to stay grounded to as close to reality as he could, you know, because in theory, anyway, nothing travels faster than the speed of light except space.
Well,
Space time can travel.
In Star Trek, you go into another dimension and come out of it at another spot. That's
Yeah.
how it works.
Well, it's got like what's called a warp bubble around it, which is a bubble of space
Right.
time, and that can travel faster than the speed of light.
Well,
and you're in the middle of it.
but
So,
not
yeah.
every sci-fi universe involves figuring out how to go extra dimensional travel in the 21st century. I mean, Warhammer 40,000, they didn't figure it out until like the 11th millennium how to do what they call warp drive, but it's really a lot more dangerous.
Yeah. And of course, wormholes, I guess you can travel through those as well.
That's what happens in Dune.
Yeah.
By Frank Herbert. Your ship makes a wormhole and you go to another spot.
But you got to have the spice melange for that.
Well, you need it because the navigators guide you. I mean, there's a big risk if you aren't guided properly that you'll just show up at the wrong place.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that's cool. Thanks for that, Chaos. We appreciate that, man. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, I had seen that before. I thought I don't know if I saw it on the gaming channel or not, but I remember seeing
I
it.
put it up there. I realized they didn't post it yet, so it's there.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I just saw it on YouTube is where I saw it. So, but anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Anything else, guys? I know this is a short stream because usually manga readings are short as a general rule.
Just like Alita.
I was thinking I could get a thing. We could do our own talking about retrofuturism and futurism. I just have to get the slides sent to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
that'll work. Yeah, if you want to do something like that, and you'd have to explain it more.
Right.
You'd probably explain it better than I would. But
right.
Yeah, let's plan on that, Chaos. There's no problem.
Right.
And
that would be a Friday or Saturday.
Yeah. That would probably be a Friday, but we could do it on Saturday if Angelus and Maxie are up for it as well. It doesn't matter which stream we do it on, obviously. So
okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to get the slides ready.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it sounds good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I did that previous video and he really enjoyed it, and I was thinking I could make a presentation. We could talk more about the things that we see throughout the manga.
Yeah. All right, Smendrick or Angelus, any other topics you guys want to bring up?
No, not.
So in other words, we
we
didn't miss anything, did we?
Oh, so many things.
We missed getting the sequel. We always miss the sequel. We want the sequel, for sure.
And some good news from the producers, man.
Yeah. And Angelus, there's some more ooh-woo for you. So there you have it. Yep. And as you can see, that middle panel right there, Alita does love her Uncle Creek because he wants to get a sequel for her. And of course, all of us in the Elite Army want that sequel. And we want that sequel for our queen as well, Rosa. She's fighting for it. Her and James Cameron both. They definitely want it. They haven't forgotten about it. So, we just keep doing what we're doing, and it definitely will happen. So we just keep supporting them in each and every way we do it. If you're an artist, continue to draw art. You can tweet stuff. You can do AI Alita if you want. If you want to do streams or do videos, Chaos.
I need to be reminded. When the next one is, because I'm thinking next time I'll submit the whole Metal Gear Alita thing later.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, and if anybody wants to start getting into doing your own streaming or you want to do your own videos, Chaos and I will help you. We'll
glad to.
Yeah, most definitely glad to. So, because the more people we got talking about Alita, the more likely it's going to, help, get that sequel for Alita and our queen. So, we definitely want that. So, Okay, and speaking about our queen, there she is. There's our queen Rosa right there. And I also want to give a shout out to El Lamont and Jesse Fisher because they brought Screwhead to life. You know, we want Screwhead in the sequel because I think it'd be neat if a sequel had, you know, had kind of Alita having a team, you know, to challenge Joshigon. And you know, Screwhead and Alita make up, and you know, because Screwhead's, you know, she didn't like being used by Vector and all that stuff in Nova, so she, you know, she's going to team up with Alita, and you know, they're gonna, you know, she's going to be Alita's badass buddy to watch her back, you know, or something like that. So, but anyway, all three of these ladies are really good at what they do, and we certainly want them in the sequel, all of them. You know, so anyway, that's what the Alita Army wants. We want our queen, and we want Screwhead back in the sequel. We want to see them again. So, and I guess tomorrow Maxie's going to do this one for sure because he likes to read these manga, doesn't he, Angelus? Anyway, it's Gunham Angel of Chaos, Den of Barjack. So we're going to meet Den here, Mission 4, Loyalties. And that's where we're going to meet Den, and we're going to see how Chaos plays into this and that kind of stuff, you know.
All right.
So, yeah. Angelus, did you unmute?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So anyway, yeah, I guess Maxie will be he's going to be the host on this tomorrow. So join us. We'd like to try to, I know on my stream, I like to do manga reading the same weekend that Radio Chaos does, you know, just so, you know, folks can look for it. Whoa, what is this, bad man? Can you talk to this Chaos? Leviathan 5. Whoa, I didn't know there was a Leviathan 5. Whoa, got lost in interstellar space. Wow. What's 1957 plus 386? I'd have to get the actual calendar year on that one. That'd be 23, 30, 43, 23, 43, I guess. Something like that, I guess. Anyway, that's that. Okay, so I guess, you know, let me get off of that one. Why is this image here? Well, that image is there because I like it. And 2342 Bad Man says, I was only off by 1 year, Bad Man. Holy moly. So anyway, I guess my addition is not that great. So why is this image there? Because I like it, and I am the stream manager and the producer and the janitor as well. And to paraphrase Gruwishka, I'm only here for our girl and the Alita Army. Of course, in Last Order, I guess, and in the latter part of Mars Chronicles, Alita's not a girl; she's a woman. So we could say we're only here for our queen or our princess or whatever, you know. But anyway, that is what it is. So anyway, we just got one thing left to do, and that would be on my count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Film
those
sequels.
sequels, baby.
Baby.
All right, so we will see you next week on the Alita live stream. We'll see you tomorrow on Radio Chaos. Bye.
Bye.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita live stream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby. See you next time.